Hi there. Welcome to the newsroom, the place where we ask a lot of questions, generate some creative ideas, and hopefully tell some good stories. You know, I've been a journalist for a lot of years, and the thing I'm learning at Georgetown in the master's program is how I can use the skills I've used in journalism and apply them to other areas of communication. You know, journalism is changing a lot these days. Really, all areas of communication are changing. I think it comes down to this and this. So let's go find out what people think. So I'm here at the museum, which is an excellent place to ask people how they get their information today.
Yeah, I primarily get all my news from the internet. So I have specific websites that I go on, and I get my local news on my local websites, and then I get the national news, and then I get political news, and I get a pretty broad range, but all from the internet, because it's quick. Right.
Okay, so how do you get your information these days?
We read the newspaper. I do a lot of newspapers online. I also follow a lot of people on Twitter and a little on Facebook. Facebook is more for just keep in touch with friends than really news.
So Professor Garrett Graff, what's the one thing you want students to know about communicating today?
I think the most important thing to know and to understand about today's communication environment is that everything is a conversation. It's not enough just to tell people. It's not enough to broadcast something. You have to be able to listen as well. Everything is about conversation.
So, Professor Bruce Harrison, how are crisis communications different now than 10 years ago?
Well, Tracy, as you know, everything is at warp speed now with the internet and all kinds of social media, getting engaged in everything, especially crises. Well, we're back to four things that are always important in communicating during a crisis, and that is have fast, accurate, and I would say compassionate engagement with stakeholders.
So, we need to have conversations that are fast and meaningful. But how does a Georgetown professor teach all that to a group of students with a diverse set of backgrounds? I think we should ask IMC Professor Don Neal, the king of charts and graphs.
It really revolves around three things. It revolves around what does the student bring to class? You bring your own experience, you bring your own ideas, you bring your own values, you bring your own beliefs. Another element of the process is what I bring to the class, which is frameworks, constructs, formulas, methodologies for thinking that takes your experience and then takes a series of formulas, frameworks, and concepts and then put them together into the third component of this, which is the community, is the class.
So if you were talking to people who, provide information, whether it be through public relations or the news media, what would you say to them as a consumer of news? What do you need from them?
I just need, I want to make sure that what I'm hearing is more accurate based on facts and not, if it's opinion, it may be more clear that this is this person's opinion and not necessarily this is what is happening.
Mike Krimpaski, what do you have to say about this?
I think the most important thing to think about in a world where everybody can publish and attention spans are this big is that it is desperately important that people understand how to smile, how to be charming, how to be interesting, how to tell jokes. We wouldn't read our own press releases unless we were forced to. So please, by the love of God, be human in the way that you communicate.
So did you hear the one about the two bloggers in the bar? I think for now, I'll stick to telling stories and asking questions. Georgetown students, what's your plan?